Sergeant Major Brian Ziegler, who now steps up and assumes these important reins of leadership. And we join our prayers with their families, friends, and colleagues that you will continue to inspire the best that is in them. We offer our heartfelt gratitude for the outstanding leadership of Command Sergeant Major Zeiser provided and conveyed, Lord, in that great wisdom, conviction, and integrity for us all. And we're especially grateful this day for his friendship. And now, as he relinquishes his position of leadership and authority, we ask that you grant him satisfaction of the job well done, for the leadership that we model and for the remembrance of lessons learned. And we ask your abundant blessings on him and Jean and their family as they move on into new and exciting ventures beyond the military. We also ask, Lord, for your mighty blessings upon our new senior enlisted leader, Sergeant Major Ziegler, as he assumes this critical leadership position in our command. Empower him to love and equip the people in Southern Command, both at home and abroad. Use him, Lord, to help us achieve even greater heights of excellence, and grant him the graces needed to ensure unity and cohesiveness, oneness, and solidarity with all the staff. Provide him the resources to transform stumbling blocks into stepping stones which support and provide for the needs of all. And in his leadership, Lord, grant him profound wisdom and knowledge that he might help everyone at SOUTHCOM to reach their greatest potential and raise the bar of achievement and effectiveness of our great command to its highest level. Lord, we thank you for your never-ending love, strength, courage, and guidance, which are the keys to unlocking the full potential of our command. Lord, may each of us find the courage to lead from the front, and may we all be found faithful stewards and defenders of freedom. For it is in your most holy and awesome name that we pray these things. Amen.
Change of Responsibility ceremony with Command Sergeant Major Zeiser and Sergeant Major Ziegler passing the non-commissioned officer sword. The War Department adopted the unique non-commissioned officer sword in 1840. It was a completely functional weapon, not intended for display, rather for hard and dedicated use. While no longer part of the Army's inventory, American sergeants wore it for over 70 years, during which the Mexican-American War, the Civil War, and the Spanish-American War occurred. The passing of this sword signifies the relinquishing of responsibility and authority from the outgoing to the incoming Command Sergeant Major. Command Sergeant Major may come and go, but the sword remains, permanently etched with the names of those who accepted and bore the responsibility. Effective the 6th day of January 2017, Command Sergeant Major William B. Zeiser, Senior Enlisted Leader of the United States Southern Command, transfers authority and responsibility to Sergeant Major Brian K. Ziegler. First Sergeant Gomes retrieved the non-commissioned officer sword, a symbol of the NCO's authority. First Sergeant Gomes, holding the sword for inspection, passes the sword to Command Sergeant Major Zeiser in final deference to his authority and leadership. Command Sergeant Major Zeiser, after inspection, passes the sword to Admiral Tidd, signifying the relinquishing of his duties and gratitude for the opportunity to care for the United States Southern Command's fine service members. Admiral Tidd passes the sword to Sergeant Major Ziegler, delegating authority and entrusting him with the responsibility and care of the command. Sergeant Major Ziegler inspects the sword to assure good working order, inserts the sword back into its scabbard, and passes the sword back to First Sergeant Gomes, symbolizing his dedication to the command and the continuity of the NCO support channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Admiral Tidd.
Well, what an amazing day. To all of our special guests who are here, and especially Sergeant Major Troxel, thank you very much. You'll honor us with your presence to witness this important and historic passage of authority and responsibility between two of our nation's finest soldiers and Marines. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, let's... families of these two individuals who are with us. It's such a great honor. Thank you so much for being with us. Jean, Luke, thanks for being here. I promise we won't keep them away from you. Thank you for sharing Sergeant Major Zeisser with us for over 3 decades, and I'll be back to you shortly. Natasha, thanks for convincing this guy to take this job. I appreciate your influence on him, and to his parents especially, Nan and Lauren, Zig, if I may, what a great son you have. Thanks very much for sharing him with us and with the nation as well. So today is an important day. It's an amazing day, but it's also a bittersweet day. Bitter because we have to say goodbye to the best Command Sergeant Major that this command has ever had. But it's sweet because, in fact, we get to welcome aboard a new Sergeant Major with the proven ability to build on the great things that Z has done, and he will carry us forward. So it's a bitter day and a sweet day. Now, a couple of things you probably didn't know. Sergeant Major Zeisser is currently the longest serving enlisted soldier, the longest serving Green Beret, and the longest serving Sergeant Major in the United States Army. Now that is one heck of an accomplishment. Now I realize he doesn't look that clean living. But it's actually pretty fitting that Z finishes his long career here at SOUTHCOM. Because while he completed multiple combat deployments to the Middle East, he started as a Green Beret with the 7th Special Forces Group, the quiet professionals of the famed Red Empire. And as many of you know, they are hands down some of our very best warriors, doing incredible work for our nation all around the world, but they are especially known for the work that they've done for decades now with our partners in Colombia and throughout this important region. Now, it goes without saying that Z's hard-won regional expertise has been an enormous benefit and asset to our command. I could probably talk for an hour or longer about everything that Z has done for partners here in this region and for our non-commissioned officers in the command. But in the interest of time, and wanting to leave that entire hour to Sergeant Major Zeisser, I'll just talk about 2 things. First, thanks entirely to Z's efforts, we now have the very best partner nation non-commissioned officer development program in the entire world. It's the envy of every regional combatant command, and I've heard that personally from the other combatant commanders. That's an achievement. Last year, he supported the creation of the non-commissioned officer corps in the Dominican Republic. He was there for the very first designated sergeant major of the Army for both Brazil and Chile, 2 of our closest partners in the region. And he's organized joint enlisted meetings across multiple countries throughout our region. That is due to the efforts of this one man that we honor today. his boundless enthusiasm, and his commitment to our partners. Now, the second thing that I want to mention deals with Sergeant Major Zeiser's impact right here in our own headquarters. Where do I start? He's everything you want a command sergeant major to be. Professional and disciplined, of course. But he's also approachable. He's accountable. He's trusted. And he puts his troops above everything else. Z, you're a true friend. Not just to me, but to every single soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Coast Guardsman, and civilian across this fine headquarters and throughout the SOUTHCOM headquarters. Simply said, you are an awesome leader. You personify everything that our troops aspire to be. You set the example in word, but more importantly, in deed. You took charge of the priceless raw material that makes up our command, our young and talented troops, and you converted them into an effective and an efficient whole. And when these young men and women find themselves in combat in the future, it's precisely that discipline that imparts confidence, which in turn yields calm and precise action, and which ultimately results in success. And all that started with Bill Zeiser. But you've also been everything that a commander needs. Of course you were my eyes and ears and kept on top of everything that was going on throughout the headquarters and across the command. Everything that impacted our troops, no matter how small, didn't escape your vision. But you've been so much more than that. You've been a candid advisor, an insightful sounding board, and an absolutely trusted confidant. Z, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for agreeing to stay on an extra year as our command sergeant major. I have been blessed to have you as a teammate. Thank you for everything that you have done for our troops, for our partners, for our headquarters, and for me. Thank you. Now, fortunately, lucky in so many ways, another Z will be joining our team, and he's not only another Z, he's another Iowa Hawkeye. What could be wrong with that? Now, I have this directly from no less an authority than the Commandant of the United States Marine Corps, and Sergeant Major Raymond, is one of their finest. We're getting one of the Marine Corps' most accomplished leaders. He's decorated for valor in combat. He's a recipient of the Silver Star and multiple combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, I've worked with the Commandant, and I know General Neller very well. And knowing his demanding standards, I can assure you, his endorsement is all that we can possibly ask for. We can take that to the bank. Like our very best non-commissioned officers, Sergeant Major Raymond is a master of his business. He is a proven warrior who has led Marines in combat at every level, from the squad all the way up to the Expeditionary Force. Sergeant Major Zinkerfuss, you know you've got big shoes to fill, but I know you are more than capable. You are more than well prepared, and you are ready for this job. We're proud, we're delighted, and I'm personally thrilled to welcome you to the U.S. SOUTHCOM team. To be able to welcome our previous Sergeant Major of the United States Southern Command, Command Sergeant Major Bill Zeiser.
Incredibly humbled by those words, and I probably have to, I'm glad I sold it to you, as I took all the credit for the NCO development every time I met. But there were some helpers along the way, and I'll certainly talk about it. But Admiral Lieutenant General DeSalvo, General Flag Officer great state of Iowa. So at least for today, please hold off on the Iowa stands for idiots out wandering around jokes. I hear them. I hear them. I know you're out there. Also to the directors, the commanders, both those here and those that travel here, their senior enlisted advisors, other senior enlisted leaders, family members, friends, and most important, the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and civilians that absolutely are the United States Southern Command and its components. Thank you so much for being here. A very special day for myself and my family. So before I jump in, because now I got to jump on the NCO development piece, and you know, some of those blocks were set up for this from my predecessors, guys like Mike Balch and Eric Garrissey, who started to build that, especially in Columbia, and get that going. And what we tried to really do is spread that model around. And I want to thank every single component Sergeant Major that used to join us on what we called our NCO Petty Officer Swarms, where we go into these countries and meet with the most senior leadership. And so it was certainly General Kelly and yourself who helped break into that very senior, not only military, but civilian leadership in those countries. Because without their buy-in, it just doesn't get done. And we have enjoyed some enormous success in the NCO Petty Officer Development Program, but it's been a huge group effort. And I thought I'd let you know now when I'm on my way out. I think you signed my award. So, but I wanted to thank you, especially Admiral Tidd, for the opportunity to stay on another year. And it certainly wouldn't have been possible at all for me to come here if it wasn't for General Kelly, who selected me initially about 4 years ago. I spent most of my career working in and out of the 7th Group, or the SOUTHCOM AOR, and to be able to, and then kind of broke away after 9/11, only really getting back down for very short missions. So to come back to SOUTHCOM was kind of like coming back to where I grew up in the Army and got to spend a whole lot of time. So very rewarding to come back and try to relearn my Spanish, because believe it or not, it's not like riding a bicycle. You will lose it. But I've had a chance over the past month to run a series of all hands with the enlisted folks, and they've been in pretty small groups, so I'll try to make this brief today because I have had the opportunity to talk to all of them, and I'm absolutely going to hope I can drag all of you back here in just about 3 weeks while over in the CCA for a retirement ceremony. Just getting out, I just get to talk to you more than I think I have in 4 years, and we'll pack it all into 1 month. Now I got off script, which is just great. All right, let me jump. I thank Admiral Tidd. I thank General Kelly. SEAC, I want you. Thanks for making the trip down. Your presence here at the Heritage Ceremony, I think, is historic. I don't think we've had another SEAC down for one of our change of responsibilities, and your support with what we do down here really makes a difference. And I know you have the ear of not only the chairman, but also the joint staff, and the fact that you're a big cheerleader for what we do down here, that helps us out tremendously in our SOUTHCOM mission sets. So thank you for the support, the leadership, and the friendship. To the component commanders and the SELs that are here, and including those that aren't, thanks for allowing me into your headquarters from time to time, and your consistent and full support. I know sometimes those visits aren't pleasant, but I try to keep them under 48 hours because sergeant majors are kind of like dead fish, and after about 48 hours, they stink. So we tried to keep those visits pretty short, but thank you all for your leadership. The leadership of your senior enlisted leaders or the leadership also of your senior enlisted leaders do, and what you all do every day to take care of the service members. And your teams have always exceeded every expectation when it comes to accomplishing every mission. John DeSalvo, Mr. Marvel, all the other folks in the CAG and that work in the command group there, thanks for letting me come to your office spaces, and directors, because this will, you've seen me come vent, complain, demand, otherwise be one of those painful sergeant majors from time to time here in the command, but I always tremendously appreciate the conversations, the discussions, the advice and support you've given me, and both y'all and your predecessors over the past 4 years. I've never had the opportunity to work so closely with a more capable, personable, caring, and professional group of senior leaders in my career. I hope we can work together again in the future. That probably won't be here, but I'll be floating around and come back often, especially when there's a ceremony and free chow. I can't leave out the garrison either, because when I thank Mr. Byrd and your successor is here, your entire team, and I'm talking the clinic, the fitness center, the guard force, transportation office, housing, CDC, ID office. I know I'm missing a few. Even the folks that run the urinalysis, they're good folks here. And all the other nook and crannies over here in this building. What you do is you take care of everybody here at the command and in the entire South Florida area, and we certainly couldn't do it without you. So thank you all very much too. To the first guy I met when I got here, one of my closest friends, not only here but in the world, Sergeant Major retired Eric Garrison. Thanks for everything you did during my transition time, and man, I can't tell you how many times I picked up the phone and gave him a call and asked how to get the job done. And he certainly paid me back, because he makes a trip up to my office about once a week to explain to me how this place ran when there was a real sergeant major. And I appreciate that too. But I know we'll stay in touch for the rest of our lives until one of us is in the grave. And then we also got Mike Balls, former Sergeant Major, United States Southern Command. I picked up the phone and had to call him a few times too. And I appreciate you not coming up like Eric does and telling me how to get the job done right. Gene and Luke, honey, no flowers today, got it, but I'm saving up because there's an extra big bunch of flowers at the retirement here in a few weeks. They're still growing. Got in the backyard there. But Gene and Luke absolutely love it here in South Florida. Like I said, we're going to stick around until Luke can finish up high school over there at Ronald Reagan. And, I think we've been married 24 years-ish. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not sure if she's correct. But this has been probably our best assignment of the career. It's somewhere where we're actually able to stay for 4 years, and in the South Florida area, and to come to work every day, where I'm actually extremely happy when I come home from work most of the time. It makes her life easy. So, honey, thank you throughout, not only here but throughout the career, for your love and support. And Luke, we're here till you graduate. You better graduate. You better be a scholarship. I heard you gave GI Bill to your older sister. Maybe we'll sell your car. No, we've been moving around a lot. So, to the men and women of U.S. SOUTHCOM, I want to thank the officers and civilians that are at every level in leadership positions over our enlisted soldiers. You do a magnificent job of empowering the NCOs. Okay, there's a few of you out there that I probably discuss things with. But by and large, the vast majority of you truly empower and trust your non-commissioned officers to do the jobs that they're assigned. And you develop them, and I appreciate that. And the NCOs and petty officers, and to the service members of U.S. Southern Command, you are absolutely the folks that make it happen. There's a reason you're the backbone of the military. You're also the backbone of the United States Southern Command. I know for the young troops, when I visit your workspace, and I say, hey, tell me a little bit about what you do. And you explain all this stuff to me, and I don't say much, but I nod and I pat you on the back. I promise, I am impressed. It's just over my head. Especially when I'm up on the 4th floor. That's great. I don't go back to that cubicle again. But senior, you're most well-behaved. I mean, I tell you, in my last command with General Reeder, we spent a half a day every Thursday going over UCMJ throughout the United States Special Forces Command. I don't know what you're all pretty well behaved. Thank you very much for that. Senior enlisted leaders of the components and here at the headquarters, thank you for providing the proper coaching and mentorship to your NCOs and service members. The SELs here at the headquarters have a tremendous amount of responsibility, and I know I've had to wear several hats, but you've always risen to the challenge, and I appreciate it. And so do the folks you have the privilege of leading. Brian Zickafoos is a warrior, a gunfighter, a mature, long-serving, disciplined, competent, strong. I can't even think of enough adjectives to explain him. And the fact that he was selected and desires and wants to come down here and take charge of this formation of these folks of the United States Southern Command is huge. I didn't even know him before he came down for the interview. Tremendous individual. We've already become good friends. The transition is going to be easy. I'm Sergeant Major Z. He goes by Sergeant Major Z. He's from Iowa. Drives a 1998 Ford F-150. So when you look at the parking lot, you might see his visor must still be here. I know it's a 4x4 off-road package. And if he decides to drive his motorcycle, we both have soft tails. So until you see the uniform in United States Marines or United States Army, the transition should be easy for you. Brian, you're going to love it down here. You'll be hard-pressed to find a time you have been able to work with a better bunch of professionals. I lost my place again. Okay, senior enlisted leaders here at SOUTHCOM headquarters and the components are truly dedicated to the mission, and they work extremely hard for their commanders and leaders. But one thing I love about this place, they work just as hard for every soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, civilian, and family member in their formations. And that's huge. And I appreciate it, and Admiral Tidd appreciates it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everyone's help, advice, support, and friendship over the past 4 years. Again, I will be in the area, so when you walk by the office, didn't we kick you out of here? I'm around for a couple more weeks, so, pester me a little bit. I'll love it, but I'll be on the computer there getting cleared, carrying around my clearing papers, and I hope to see you all on the 27th. It has been a huge honor to serve with each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Hey, just to say, the old T made it easy, okay? When he leaves here, something goes good, I can say it was me. If something was bad, I can say, hey, it was the old guy. But in reality, the transition has been awesome. He moved out of his house so I could move in. He took care of me every step of the way. He made me part of the team from day one. So, 37 years, that's a long time. And you should be proud of who you are and what you've done for, America, in your service. Thanks, brother. With that being said, I know there's food over there somewhere and possibly some beer, so we're going to make this short. Admiral Tidd, I'm going to say this once. I am honored. After this, it's us, we, and team. And that's who we are. We're a team in Southern Command. And I'm just honored to be part of that team. Proud to be here. Proud to be able to serve, however long it is. But to be able to take, step in these shoes, there ain't nothing better in the world for me. General officers, flag officers, commanders, all our services. We look up here at these flags, and they represent us. You know, we look at the Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, or even our National Guard brothers, represented by our Southern Command and our American flag, which is who we all stand for. We're proud of who we are and what we do every day. We've got to continue to serve every day. We've got to tell our story at Southern Command. Our story is the most important to us. Some people don't know what we do. That's why we're here, to make sure we tell our story, to help our command be who we are. So be proud of who you are, what you do, protect yourselves, protect what you've earned, and enjoy and have fun. To my family, Tasha, you're my better half, I'll tell you that right now. I couldn't do a lot of things without you every day. Hard times and good times. I guarantee you, a lot of good times are still good. Okay? My family, my mother and father came down here from Maryland. I appreciate you've been here for me many times. Thank you very much. My North Carolina family, Tim, Karen, you know, when I was in North Carolina, if I needed something, they were always on call, no matter what time or day. So, with that being said, Semper Fi, hoorah.